What is Athens Ave? Athens Ave is a hangout where the body of Christ can come and wrestle with our witness in the world that is becoming increasingly intolerant to our presence, to our position, and most of all, the praise to our God. What is Athens Ave? It's where we give a biblical worldview on life and ministry and seek to courageously respond to it as it's happening. You never know who you might see on Athens Ave. On Athens Ave, you're going to hear gossip in the pew. You're going to hear a fight in this corner. And on Athens Ave, we'll provide wisdom from the men of Issachar. It's always going down on Athens Ave. Make sure you make it right on Athens Ave. Welcome. Hey, Dr. L.A.
Yo. What's
Yo.
What's up?
I was not expecting that. Yo. I just wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting that. How was your week?
It was good. That's how it is when you be chilling on the app, you know. I feel like I done had a whole week. But
it's only Tuesday. It's our last Tuesday together, though. How do I?
Is it?
Yes.
It is. It's the final episode of season 1. And so I'm not gonna get emotional, I promise. You know, although my therapist told me to live in the moment. I'm
live in the moment.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of our therapists, guys. Listen, you need to have a counselor if you don't have one. It's not a bad thing. I was just going to shout that out. You know what I'm saying? You know, I have one too. Okay. Yes, to keep us together. But I am a little sad, though. I am a little sad. I'm going to miss you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do on Tuesdays now.
I'll be going somewhere.
I know what we could do. We might as well just get in the pew. We might as well just do the last one. Okay, so this is what I did for you this time. I'm doing something old. Okay, it's old. It's a little controversial. It happened last February. I was searching for what the end result was. Maybe I'll bring that to season 2. But let's go ahead and we'll take a look at this video.
I've got something to tell you. I've got some news in the pew.
West Miami-Dade, where a pastor who was arrested for allegedly defrauding seniors has walked out of jail. Local 10 News investigator Jeff Weinseer has been following this story from the very beginning and was there when Eric Redden bonded out. Jeff is live now in West Miami-Dade with what he had to say. Jeff.
Bonded out just minutes ago, walking out of TGK, Miami Gardens pastor Eric Redden giving us a thumbs up, refusing to answer any questions about alleged victims, including an elderly man whose home he allegedly stole. Here's how it went down. Thumbs up. Thumbs up to the victims? Nothing to say, Eric. You've always told us you were innocent. Some say you're a modern-day con man. Is that true, Eric? Redden had turned himself in yesterday after another warrant was issued after he failed to show up for his arraignment yesterday. The charges piling up against this Miami Gardens pastor. There is a new charge, writing bad checks to a roofer and then lying about it.
Do you have any comment as his attorney?
Yes, you are stupid and continue to be stupider.
Local 10's Trent Kelly confronting Miami Gardens pastor Eric Redden's attorney outside court this morning. Redden's wife, Lakeisha, also attending this morning's hearing.
People have been telling us your husband is a modern-day con man. Do you have any comment?
You're a joke. Your entire station is a joke with what you publish.
In court, Redden's attorney trying to get a no-bond warrant lifted after Redden didn't show up for his arraignment yesterday. Redden's attorney says he didn't know about this scheduled arraignment, but we did. And so did others.
That in and of itself is laughable. He never got notice of it. I had filed an appearance, and I have never heard of it.
As Redden's attorney tries to get him released on bond, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement filed a new case against the pastor. According to the latest arrest warrant, Redden wrote 2 separate checks from 2 separate accounts for roof repairs on this house he once owned in Miami Gardens. When the first check bounced, the warrant says Redden told the roofer he was under IRS investigation. His accounts were frozen. The FDLE special agent investigating says that was a lie, that Redden actually stopped payment on the check 2 days after he wrote it. The second check for over $9,000 was written from an account that was closed and negative $610. This latest charge comes after Pastor Redden was recently charged with 5 felony counts after persuading Ed Fuller, a retiree who ran out of money building his dream house, to sign over the house to get loans to finish the work. But Redden apparently sold the house for $380,000 right out from under Fuller without giving him a red cent.
Why don't you just mind your own business?
Is he not accused of preying on the elderly, sir?
Why don't you mind your own business? He could be accused of a lot of things. He's not convicted of any.
Bond on this new charge was $25,000, and Redden had to prove that the money being used came from a legitimate source. But in the final inning here, a bail bondsman came forward, posted that bond, so you saw him bond out just minutes ago. A source tells us it is not over. He could be facing fraud charges out of Broward anytime now.
What say ye about the pastor stealing money and writing bad checks?
Do I suppose to have an opinion on a pastor writing bad checks and stealing the house? Can
you believe he stole a house? This is more so not an opinion. This is more just a conversation. Can you believe he would do that to the elderly man and sold his house? It didn't even give him a dime.
You know I don't know what to say about you in this Pew thing. You know, I know in the off season.
This may not come back for season 2.
Off season.
I'm asking you for season 1.
I'm just saying. I mean, these are the things that I cringe when I see. These are the things that make individuals question the validity of those who do what we do and serve in the positions that we serve in.
Correct.
The lack of trust, the lack of character, even the lack of savvy of his lawyer. I mean, why don't you mind you? But he's saying that to a news reporter, a journalist. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it was just, he's, just I mean, when do you find a pastor that don't want to say something? He coming out of there and not defending himself, not communicating anything to me. Was interesting. Correct. And then the lawyer's just nastiness does not look well, does not bode well, does not represent well. It really all was just ugly. And yeah, I would be like, oh, no, I hope nobody see it. And yet you bring it on the pew.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I just wanted to bring it in just so we could talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Did anybody from backstage want to talk about it? I don't even know if I should bring look as I bring in Pastor Ricky, and then too his wife. You got your wife involved in your criminal activity, and she has to support but not support. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure she's like, what is going on? That was a lot. What you got to say, Pastor Ricky?
Can you just pray for him? Because I think he's going to start his new prison ministry soon.
I know that's right.
He definitely is going to have a prison ministry, and I am going to follow up. If I'm allowed to do in this pew for season 2, then I will have a follow-up.
I love to see how this thing plays out.
I think Dr. LA is questioning a lot of his choices for season 1, and in this pew is probably one of them. But
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, thank you, Pastor Ricky. We're going to see you. We're going to see you soon as we come back from this commercial break.
All right. I'll see you on the other side. Yesterday, a man came up to me following service to tell me he's been out of church for years. Somebody told him to read a pastor's diaries. He got a chance to hear situations that he dealt with but never understood from the pastor's perspective. It changed his heart, it softened his heart, and it brought him back to church. In the pastor's diary, you hear about the pressure and the pain, the power and the pride, the pedestal and the perseverance that pastors deal with and go through. They're passionate why they do what they do. It's easy as a pastor to have this Elijah complex, like you're the only one going through things. And it's easy when you're in the pulpit to look at the pastor and have such a judgmental perspective on them because they're on such a pedestal. The pastor's diary is meant to bring all of that together in one place where myself, along with 26 other pastors, give an intimate look behind the pulpit. The pastor's diaries. It's here for you. It's here for the body. It's here to bring some healing and some reconciliation. Get your copy today.
My last plug again for the Pastor's Diaries. You know, I'm always going to plug that book. We're always going to show that, you know, all of us have written in that book. We thank you, Dr. Anderson, for allowing us to be a part of your vision. So please make sure you go and get your copy. We'll make sure we put up the URL and all that good stuff so you can do it. Get it from Amazon. That's the quickest, easiest way. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring Pastor Ricky back in because you know he wanted to talk anyway. Come on, Pastor Ricky.
Hey, that was interesting. Good to see you all again.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. So, what do you feel about the fact that we have this is our last show together?
Last episode for season 1.
It's our last episode for season 1.
It's been a good ride. I really don't want it to end. So I'm looking forward to episode 2 to see how this thing's going to continue to go forward.
Or maybe season 2. How about that?
Oh, season 2, right. Thank you. I said episode, didn't I?
It's all right. It's all right. That'll be a part of our bloopers reel. I'm going to just give you guys your topic, the final episode, and I'm so anxious to hear this battle, is that larger churches are more beneficial.
In this corner.
How you want me to kick? You want me?
You go ahead and kick it off, man.
Okay. So larger churches are more beneficial than what? For what? So let me say this. I believe 50 churches of 100 is better than one church of 5,000. I believe members have become consumers because of the mega church culture. Therefore, they will abandon smaller churches due to music or facilities or digital capacity or amenities because they don't compete with these larger churches. But I do believe 50 churches of 100 or 100 churches of 50 is better than one church of 5,000. That's how I'm going to start.
Well, I appreciate that. I think a larger church in the perfect world, and even to some degree in the depraved world, is beneficial for several reasons. Number one, this is assuming that everybody's doing what they should do, which is not a good assumption to make, that they have a lot of leverage. They can leverage things in their community. They can leverage things with the banking system. They can leverage things in the spiritual development within the community, meet needs as a church, its presence. It can be a major hub for various diverse ministry opportunities in the community. They can help to even go as far as, for example, in the financial institution, they can help if the people are giving like they should. They can be a resource center for facilities for meeting needs and in terms of beneficiary in terms of collaborations. They can work with school districts. They can work with the political arena forum. They can work with some social needs issues in the community. I think they can leverage good because of their size and because of their resources that they do have in the perfect world. And I think that a large church they can also be good in the sense of community.
I appreciate your perfect world of everybody doing what they supposed to do. And I love the way you always couch these things. We don't live in a perfect world, and nobody have a place where everybody does what they're supposed to do. What I'm gonna tell you is 90% of pastors evaluate how well they're doing based on the number of members they have. They live in stress, they live in depression, they strive for fictitious standards because we have assimilated into this culture that more is better. And so automatically, if you got more members, that means you are a better preacher and you are doing a better job when we also go back and say God gives the increase. So we got to wonder about those things. My thing is, with more churches and more areas, you have a greater witness to the world. 50 different churches can do 50 different things. You know what I mean? They have 50 more chances to reach different types of people, ethnically, culturally, socioeconomically, as opposed to one church, as I said, 5,000 reaching a people group with much less diversity. You got more pastors and gifted leaders with more opportunities to serve and use their gifts, as opposed to waiting on one moment in time when they have an opportunity to preach and teach. The more time pastors spend focusing in on bringing in crowds, the less time they spend discipling the people they do have and developing the leaders that they do have and shepherding the flock that they do have, because they always striving to get more people that they don't have. Bing,
Well,
bing, bing,
bing. Let me come back here. That's why you do a thing called small groups. Remember when Jesus would do his ministry, he had a ministry of 12. He sent his 12 two by two. And then when he wanted to, he had his inner circle, Peter, James, and John. I think in a large setting, you can have small group developments, and you can have preachers. Let's just say you have how many other preachers? Hey, make them leaders of small groups, create cell groups. They can have districts which in their community of churches that they can minister to. So they don't have to have the spotlight on a Sunday to exercise their ministerial gifts. So let's be clear on that. Secondly, in terms of the development with a church in a small community of, say, about 4,000 people, one church that has 2,500 can have a great impact in that community, because why? They have 2,500 of their church members are in that community, and they can have a profound and prolific impact in that community. Secondly, oh no, our table is broken. That was an amen. Thank you. Secondly, what could happen is that in a larger context where you have about 50,000 people in a particular community or city, and if a church has 5,000 members or even 10,000 members, they can have political influence, they can have social influence, they can have educational influence. And this is a positive thing, because it is hard to get 50 or 60 churches with 100 members to work together to collaborate and to fortify their opportunities for influence. But one church with 5,000 or 6,000 members, they can automatically do it far better and quicker than the 50 churches with 50 members, I think, because it's hard getting 50 pastors to agree
Okay,
on.
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. If I was in here and the church was in here for political influence, that'd be great. But we in here to reach the lost with the gospel. And so again, if you got 50 churches with 100 people, 100 churches with 50 people, again, you got a greater witness than everybody coming to the Coliseum to hear your one man speak. I think it's also important to look at the cost to support a facility servicing 5,000 and 10,000 people. I wonder how much money we paying more for buildings with these people. Like all the money that you spend on salaries and all the money you spend on utilities and all the money you spend on mortgage for that building. Woo! What can those resources be doing for that same community? You talking about helping to build up socially and economically. And I also tell you another thing. Churches would never settle for a man with charisma to preach to 5,000, void of the character to lead himself. And so I think a lot of times, we look for somebody who can reach, who can preach, who can speak. Oh, he can draw the crowd. He can bring them in, but we're talking about a man who's been called to send them out. And so we made this celebrity personality driven culture to say that, wow, we're going to put him on the biggest platform because he can speak a little better. He know how to alliterate a little better. He know how to hoop a little better. And all I'm saying is I just wish you just be a little better, love a little better, you know what I mean? Represent Christ a little better.
I appreciate you sharing that, but that sounds too personal. So let's stay off the personal with this. Let's just agree that both has their advantages and they both have their disadvantages. But as long as we can work to advance the kingdom, praise the Lord.
Well, I love you trying to soliloquy and sum this thing up yourself. But because it's my show, I'm gonna say this. I think small churches, large churches, long as they have a vision for the kingdom, they building a kingdom up. Really, it should always be an assessment being done. Are we being the best stewards of the resources, of the finances, of the people that we have? And I am in favor of reproducing. I think the small church can really be a personable place. And I think in certain communities, they need that. They need communities. They need community churches. They need places of worship where they have that level of fellowship and intimacy. But I think also on a larger scale, you may need some edifices that support that kind of system, because you have people who like to disappear and not be held accountable and go to big places. No, but I think they both have some value. I
thought you were closing up. I thought you were closing up nicely.
I had to get that last
jab in there, man.
Get that last gunshot. I just saw Creed.
I was like, wait, what?
And Creed went, when Creed went for the ribs at the end of that thing. So, I just saw that. I just felt
he sure did.
I said,
oh my gosh.
He went for it, man.
He sure did. Well, thank you so much, Pastor Ricky.
Thank you.
It has been a pleasure all season hearing both perspectives and both views. We will see you at the end of the show as usual, because we know you want to come back and say something, okay? So we'll see you shortly. Goodness, listen, if you guys are enjoying yourselves, or if you feel that you have a topic that has to be discussed with Dr. L.A. and Pastor Ricky, we want you to give us those topics. Email us at Athens Avenue podcast at gmail.com. We want to hear what you have to say, and you never know, your topic may be the next topic we discuss, maybe season 2, season 3. Just send them in so that we're ready. And tell us who you want to argue which point. Okay, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. So if you send in a topic, let us know who you want to be for and who you want to be against. But we're going to go ahead and go to a commercial break before we come to my next favorite segment, the Minute Issachar. We'll be right back. Hold up. Now, wait a minute, guys. You know good and well that I'm not going to leave you. This is your girl, Mama Spitfire, a.k.a. Faith Stalker, a.k.a. Pastor Sone. I'm on the microphone. Yes, you can expect so many new things from our second season of Faith Stalking. We're going to be talking about trust. We're going to be talking about current events. We're going to be talking about marriages. We're going to be talking about relationships, friendships, your job. You may get some special guests, and I may even drop a bar or 16. Know what I mean? I'll see you soon. Peace. And we are back. Don't you love when I come back from our commercial? What was that?
You come back hype. Well, this is how you buy. We used to buy.
I do. I enjoy
Yeah.
I do. I'm just loving this whole thing. Thank you, Dr. Anderson, for your vision for the show. Yeah, now we get to bring in PK. Come on, PK.
Hey.
Oh, you got real close to the camera. I wasn't sure what was happening.
Oh no, hey, you want me to do this? Or you want me to do this? You want me to do this? This?
You said you could get with this?
Or you can get with that.
Okay, this is what happens for number 9. Okay, your last one, if I'm correct, right, is how to develop an evangelism strategy for your church.
Men of Issachar.
Good to see you on the app, bro. Good to see
Definitely,
you on
definitely.
the
It's good to see you.
app.
I ain't seen you in a minute.
Nah, man. So, developing an evangelism strategy for your church, I think it starts with your church. I think it's ridiculous to try to do certain things just because that's been done, or that's where you always done it, or because somebody else is doing it.
Yeah.
And I believe that evangelism and your strategy should be organic based on who you are. So I think about us and how we got into doing young moms ministry. We did young moms because we had young moms. We had young moms who had young babies, and so we said, whoa, how do we do that? Do we play the Holy Spirit and convict them? Do we play Pharisees and condemn them? Or do we try to display the grace of God and love them and help them get to where they need to be? And so, turning that overflow room on Sundays, trying to develop that and turn that into a nursery to be supportive for them, having ministry and small groups to help strengthen them, supplement their diapers and onesies and the things that babies need in order to support them. And so a ministry is birth and reach, because now you're reaching their friends, because now you have young moms knowing, hey, they're not going to put me on blast when I walk in there. They're going to love me and help me come to know the Lord and walk with him. Because we know the trajectory of a young mom having 2 kids versus 1 kid changes dramatically. And so to walk with them with the one, support them with the one in order to help them grow. That's how you develop those kind of ministries.
Yeah, no, and I love what you kind of the direction that you're going. It's that whole idea of knowing who you are is organic. And I'm wondering if a lot of congregations have taken real time to understand who they are. And because congregations have blind spots and they don't quite know, like, what's our personality, what's our ethos, who are we, what have we been through, and how has God shaped us as a congregation to be who we are. And so I think a lot of congregations would need to look internally, have a fresh look at themselves, do that internal assessment, as well as they exegete the community and discover what the community looks like. You got to exegete yourself and see some real needs. And I love, as you mentioned, the whole idea behind strategy is that it's thought through. That is not something that is necessarily wholly imported from outside of the context and brought in. It worked over there. It's got to work here, but that takes work, and that takes kind of creativity, thinking through, like you talk about. What are the issues arising in the community as well as the church, and how can we minister to them? How can we send all this through the filter of Luke chapter 4, where Jesus proclaimed his purpose, his vision, and how do we minister, and not just in word, but in deed. So a strategy means you're giving some thoughtfulness to how you are going to minister to your community.
Absolutely. When I think, and I like to take, the theology behind it, the Bible behind it, and put it in a practical understanding for our listeners. The idea, we have a ministry called Going Too Soon as a grief ministry. Why did the grief ministry start? Because we had individuals who lost children to murder, who lost children to suicide, who was losing their parents, who was losing part of their physicality due to cancer and things like that. And grief is about loss. And so when you experience loss, it was no way we could counsel all of these individuals. So bringing in a professional counselor, therapist, grief therapist to come and train some lay people so that we could have this ministry Going Too Soon, which meant what? It became an evangelism, became an outreach, so that if you're in a community and you're grieving, because we know where we are, they're grieving. And so we do what? We bring them in and we have that counseling for them. And how many people then came through the church through Going Too Soon, right? And so again, you're talking about these organic things. You're talking about being in a food desert and going through a pandemic and people losing jobs and not having resources. And so we started a food pantry to supplement that. And so again, even if the strategy is seasonal, you got to do what you just said. Recognize who you are, recognize what the community need, and bridge the two together. Right?
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, that's the nature of, I believe, to get more personal, like African American churches, and churches within the urban setting, you don't have the luxury of not addressing these tangible needs when you think about your evangelism strategy. You could just simply go out and pass out tracts, da da da. That's fine. I don't want to diminish that, but how much more effective, how much more Christ-like could you be doing incarnational ministry within a community and actually meet tangible needs in that community that goes beyond simply preaching and proclamation, that goes to demonstration? Consider, what the stuff we're doing at elementary schools within our community. You see a need, like, young men, young women need mentors. They need individual men to pour into them, to actually change the trajectory of their life. But at the same time, with that relationship established and that mentorship, you can give them good news, at the same time as meeting tangible needs, being an influence in their life. Even as we look at Luke 4 is that statement, that proclamation: the Spirit of the Lord is on me because he's anointed me to do dot, dot, dot. All these needs, meet these needs, restore brokenness. But all throughout the Gospels, we see Jesus doing both and word and deed, and actually preparing his disciples to do that, preparing a movement to do that. And that's a part of strategy. Strategy is that, evangelism ought never to be it's caught me by surprise. Like, no, this is who we are. This is what we do. Absolutely. And we prepare to do it all the time. And it's not something we assign to an evangelism ministry, but something that the collective body of Christ does.
It's in our DNA. It's our culture. I think about those who say they want to reach, young families. And you just mentioned, you want to reach young families. Well, guess who got young kids, young families? So you adopt. Yeah. We adopt the elementary school. You start impacting those children's lives, and you impact their grades, you impact their behavior, you impact their hope and their trajectory for life. Guess what? Their parents gonna be like, "Yo, where are these people from?"
Yeah.
Oh, these people coming from that church. That church adopted this school. They pouring into you. We need to visit that church, right? Exactly. And so when you think about your strategy, and again, not poo-pooing on passing out tracts and doing those things within the community and giving out water rights or waters or whatever you do, but you got to figure out how to incarnationally love on these people, impact these people's lives in a way, care about their lives outside the building. You might get them to come into the building. But if all you care about getting them into the building, then you really don't have an evangelism strategy. You have a membership drive. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man.
Definitely. Same here.
Thanks for being Men of Issachar. I think it's been a good season. I've been loving the topics that we're getting. Again, if you got something that you need the Men of Issachar to discuss on this segment, again, put it down in the comments. Send it into the show so we can we can take it, we can chop it up, and we can bring it back to a broader audience. Thank you for watching Men of Issachar. Appreciate it.
Yay! Everything is like a last today. I'm just like emotional. Okay, I'm emotional. I love to hear PK break down like issues. It's so amazing that way. He gives out C's to those who are in seminary, but I mean, C's do get degrees. So
she holding on to that.
We'll leave that one right where it is.
We need to have the next topic is
let's reconcile. What's the next topic? Let's reconcile.
Let's reconcile. How do we reconcile?
I love
Is reconciliation possible on the app?
Yeah.
It is possible. I love you so much. Thank you so much. We'll come right back and we'll bring you in when we say our goodbyes or our see you laters. Thank you. Okay, so I have a question.
What's that?
Can I just put you on the spot for like a couple minutes? Like just a couple minutes. I know that you don't like being put on the spot, and I know that we typically kind of leave to go through an interview. But I would really, I'm just saying, I would really like to just talk to you since, we're ending. It's like, it's a thing. Okay, yes, thank you so much. So Dr. Larry Anderson Junior, excuse me, is North Philadelphia born and raised. Okay. He always talks about being from North. If you did not know that.
Born and raised.
North Philadelphia born
Right.
and raised. He
Yeah.
graduated from Biblical University with a BS in Bible. He received his master's of divinity, his doctorate from Biblical, now Mizio Seminary, right? He is the senior pastor of Great Commission Church, which is located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And that gated parking lot is something that they feature, since Pastor Ricky wanted to point that out. He started that in 2004, September of 2004 to be exact. Is that correct?
I
Is that
started
correct?
pastoring. I started
You started
pastoring then in
okay.
2004. The
Okay.
church started in
In 2004.
1999.
It
Yeah, I
started in
became a
99,
pastor in
but you
2004.
started
Yeah,
in 2004. Okay, perfect,
correct.
perfect. He has a whole bunch of other accolades. I do want to, though, shout him out for being um instrumental in bringing the urban community to biblical, now Mizio Seminary. He was the first African American professor, true or true. And then he, with his awesome ways, created the other campus, right? Joy in the City. I'm not sure if they still have that because I've graduated since then. But he has made sure that he's instrumental in every part of the community and development and all those good things. So I want to introduce to you guys the host of Athens Avenue, none other than Dr. Larry Anderson Jr.
You know what? You crazy.
And I know you don't like to be put on the spot, right? I know you don't like to be put on the spot. So I do want to ask you just a couple of things, okay? And then I'm going to let you go. My first thing is,
Mhm.
why ministry?
I have a very healthy fear of my God, and I accepted it because I did not want to be out of His will.
Okay.
So I really have no choice. There was no other reason to accept it than to know that if I'm not where the Lord wants me to be or calling me to be, then I'm in a bad place. And so I accept it because of that. My middle initial is L, just for the record. Yeah.
Oh, did I put A?
Hmm.
Okay, this is what happens on Athens Ave.
All righty then.
I'm gonna have to keep we're live though, so I'm not even gonna be able to take that out, y'all. So it's just gonna have to be what it is. Here's my next question. You are married, you have children. I want to talk a little bit about your personal life. Can you tell us a little bit about your family life?
My helpmate is Kimberly. That's the one that the Lord has blessed me with, partnered me with. That is my other half. You know, that makes us a whole, makes us a one. I have three children: Marquise, Darius, and Gabrielle. And they all right, you know. I
We
love
love
them.
the kids. Stop.
I love them. You know, they good. They good. Kim and I have been married 25 years now.
Did you
Yeah,
look up now? Did you
going on
see that,
26.
Kay? Did he just look
Yeah.
up like 25? Is
Well,
it
well, when you
25 or 26?
no, we done 25. We going
Okay,
on
good.
26. Yeah, we already celebrated 25. We going on 26 now. Yeah.
Awesome sauce. That is amazing. So it's good to see that you believe in family. I have another good question for you. I don't know
Mhm.
if it's a good question, but I know you don't like being put on the spot. So we'll keep asking you some more questions. You like to rap
What?
all the
No.
time. You're always kicking a rhyme of some sort. I want to know
That,
why. Is that were
that
you
that's
ever a part of anything back in
no,
your younger days, your
no.
heydays?
You know,
Talk about your roots. Come on, let's hear about
I,
it.
I'm no, I'm just birthed in a hip hop generation.
Mhm.
You know, like anybody else. I love
Mhm.
the Sugar Hill Gang and uh, Melly Mel and the Furious Five. I mean, that's my culture. I mean, me and my homie thought we were Run DMC. We had every Adidas sweatsuit there was. I was Run, he was D. You know, and we finished each other rhymes and sentences. But you know, on a professional level, I ended up being the CEO of DFCC Records, which stood for the Fat Cat Click, which was a group that my brother started and wrote me into. And so
Love
the
it.
Fat Cats is where most may know me from, because that is a root that I have, but I'm just a hip hop head, so it just comes out. If it's in you, it got to come out. It just is what it is.
Facts, facts. Listen, that is where I remembered your face from. I had to be honest. I was like, I know this man. I'm not sure where. So you really have some serious roots, like in the hip hop culture. This is like the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So shout out
Yeah,
to you
yeah,
on that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Now I'm
Absolutely,
going to ask you a
absolutely.
couple fun questions, because why not? What's your favorite color? Go.
Purple.
Oh, I wouldn't have
royal
guessed that.
royal purple and old gold. All right, how about that?
Royal purple and old gold. Shout out, shout out. All right,
The
what
color of
is
Pastor's Diaries. Go ahead.
look at this. What that was a good one. What is your favorite food?
Probably crab legs. Crab legs is probably my
Alaskan
favorite.
crab legs or
Yeah,
king crab
yeah.
legs. Which one? The
I
Alaskan
I,
crab
lo-
legs?
I love the Alaskan. I love the Dungeness. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh
I'm a
yes.
crab leg
Dungeness
dude.
crab legs are really good.
I have not met a crab leg I don't like. Let me say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite? Because you got me with this one. What is your favorite gospel song? One that you just find
Uh,
yourself singing all the time.
Rich, Richard Smallwood. Jesus, you're the center of my joy.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a good one. That's
that
a good
one.
one.
Yeah, every time.
I,
That's me.
I love
Yeah,
that. And that takes me
yeah.
back to when you used to play music in class when we were getting ready and you would be setting the
Mm,
atmosphere with worship music. I
yeah,
was like, Dr.
yeah,
LA
yeah.
is out here doing it. Okay. Two more questions and then I'll bring back the crew and then we can exit. Your next
Uh-huh.
your next one, what's your favorite hip hop song? Since you're a hip hop
Ooh,
head, you could
ooh.
give me top three. Top three. And you only have three. Don't say, and I would also include so and so and so so. I just want three.
Man, I mean, I'm thinking of a master plan, but ain't nothing but
Ain't
sweat
nothing but
inside my
sweat inside
hand.
my
So I'm
hand.
digging to my pocket, all my money spent. I dig deeper, but still I'm coming up with lint. Um, nah,
Okay, okay. So is
uh,
that your first one?
well, I love Paid in Full because I taught my sister all the words to Paid in Full. That was the first song she learned all the words to. So I love Paid in Full. I think what really, I love again. Run DMC was my favorite group growing up,
Okay.
and so, but the ladies love LL, and so I've been a
Oh,
lip licker for quite some
yeah.
years,
Yeah. We
and
know. We
I
know.
spread love, because I need love.
Oh my gosh. This is what happens on Athens Avenue when we put the host on the spot. Well, listen, I didn't want to keep you on too long because I know that contrary
Thank
to
you.
popular belief, you are very humble and you like to kind of stay behind the radar. But thank you for allowing me to just introduce the world to who you are outside of being the host of Athens Avenue. You're an author, two-time author, probably more than two times, but the books that you have are Pastor's Diaries and Ask Me Why I'm Not
Oh,
in Church. I thought
ask
you
me
was going
why
to
I'm
fill
not in
it.
church. Oh, you was plugging
That's
me.
what I thought you was going to say it.
I'm just
Yeah, and
listening.
Ask Me Why
Well,
I'm Not in Church. You can find both of
okay.
those books on Amazon.
On
Okay.
Amazon. Yeah, I'm not doing a
Yes,
commercial.
you can find both of
Um,
those books on Amazon. So
but
thank you, Dr. Anderson.
but wait.
Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
the I'm I'm the director of church health for BRN. How you just leave that out?
I didn't leave that out. But when you were like, "Oh, you're reading my whole bio," this is what happens when your boss
Uh,
makes a comment,
uh,
and I'm
uh.
reading, and making sure that I'm putting points out. And what's really awesome about that is that you assess the healthiness of churches, right?
Assess,
Which is
assess and
which is
assist.
amazing.
Assess and assist so we can activate
And
another
assist,
hands. I'm
right,
just saying.
right.
I'm just saying that's the job that gives me the opportunity to touch so many different churches and so many different lives. Exactly what this show is doing is what I get to do for actual living, beyond my own pulpit, my love for the kingdom. And so my being the director of church health gives me this access and opportunity to touch so many churches. So I'm not trying to plug me, but I do want to plug my passion because that is my passion.
No, that's not plugging you. You're on the spot. Look, see, he didn't even let me get through the bio, y'all. You see, this is what happens. When he was like, "Are you reading my whole bio?" I was like,
Because
"Okay,
I
let me
don't like
stop.
hearing
Let me
all that
stop."
about me. But
I'm
anyway,
like, but no, that and you also let churches know when it's time to end. And that's a
okay.
part of it as well, right? I don't want to
Why
say
you want to?
end,
Why you want to
but
bring
because
that
it's
up?
I'm
Because
just
the show
saying.
ended, the season ended. What we doing here? Let's. Can
I'm
I get
just
off the spot,
saying.
please? Can I get off the
You
spot?
don't just do one thing. You talk about the whole thing, you know?
Oh yeah,
Goodness
yeah.
gracious. All right, you're off the
From life
spot.
to death. Thank you.
You're off the spot. Oh my goodness, guys. The gang's all here. And guess what?
What's up?
There is no episode next week.
What?
I know. So, guys, we just wanted to all join in. We know that you just watched our last episode of season number 1, and we wanted to all come in to say thank you. Come on, guys, say
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, you guys have subscribed, you guys have shared, you guys have liked, and now we need you to continue to do that, right? We need you to continue to spread the word so that
Absolutely.
Athens Avenue can expand. So, do we have any last words from anybody? Anybody want to give a last word? Come on. All these preachers on the line. I know somebody can give a last word.
I just want to say, man, it's been a great season. Excited, looking forward to next season. Peace, love, and soul. Stay in your Bibles, eat your Wheaties, eat your vitamins, and then there'll be a million Hulkamania. Man, it's just been a good time. I've enjoyed it, having fun. So God bless.
This is the fun that we have behind the scenes, guys. So we just wanted to introduce you. Come on, R-Dub. Go ahead.
Thank you. I want to thank you all for the opportunity. It was great. Looking forward to next season, and I'm looking forward to equal time in this corner. But thank you all for your comments.
We got grievances.
Thank you. Gotta get one in.
Take that up with HR, okay?
I definitely will. Peace. Enjoy.
I'll go before you go, Dr. LA. Okay. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. We're probably going to echo the same sentiments. Don't forget to send in your topics for In This Pew, In This Corner. And if you want to be a guest on the spot, Minute Issachar, Athens Avenue Podcast at gmail.com. And I'll see you season 2. All right. The floor is yours, Dr. LA.
Well, I want to thank each of you personally for jumping in on this vision. I really appreciate it. It was an idea birthed in my bosom, and I never knew how it was going to come together. But I wanted each of you, handpicked you, to be a part of this, and you played an amazing role in making this come to fruition. I've gotten such great responses. People who see me, I mean, everywhere I go, I got cats saying, "Yo, I'm watching that podcast," and either they're loving the Minute Issachar. They can't believe the woman's wig fell off in the pool
in this pew.
In this pew. They talking about that and the battle with me and R-Dub. Cats is just love. They need to know that we actually love each other, and we're not fighting for real. It's all good. I got folks from this church looking at me side-eye.
They waiting for you in your gated community.
It is all love. It's been a great show. It's been a great season. It went better than I even expected and anticipated. We have guests lined up for season 2 already. We got topics that then came in already for season 2. Look for this big party. We talking about having, I don't know if we're gonna put that out, this celebration.
You did already. You just put it out there.
Did I put it out there?
You put it out there. I was gonna do like a special video announcement, but you put it out there. Go ahead.
Can I say sight?
No, it's too late.
So as we kick off season 2, you'll hear about this celebration. You're gonna see some merch, some swag for the ad that's gonna be available for you to get, for you to wear, for you to rock. So do what they said, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and thanks for watching. I'm good.
Yay! All right, guys, we'll see you next season.
Next season.
Peace.
Bye. Peace and blessings.
How that
Peace, love,
bye. Bye.